When last we left off, our heroes were traversing the North Cave in pursuit of getting the EFF out of the North Cave. For some time, our beloved slime was disfigured by nature. For the time being, it now lives as a vegetarian to maintain its particular form. We also spend a great deal of time discussing the movie Titanic, a pattern that I fear with some certainty that Puck, our eponymous showrunner, has not yet moved past.
So the context of me watching Titanic, back half to front half, is that some channel was doing it as a Black Friday special where they played it all day, because as they explained, you start Black Friday with all of this optimism, and they show all of the people boarding, getting on the ship, super excited about how luxurious it is and about all the places that they will go. Yeah, we're not going to eat this meat. Absolutely not. But then there are crowds everywhere, and they cut to everybody desperately trying to find a lifeboat, and then also jumping off of the boat to their death, taking the plunge as it were. So the commercial concludes by telling you that you don't have to go overboard this Black Friday. You can instead watch their channel and, I don't know, relax in the comfort of your home enjoying Titanic. I mean, it's very, very funny copywriting, and I don't know if it was just like totally not self-aware or completely self-aware, and they knew that people like me would tell others about it. By the way, I totally know what the channel was called, but since real people died and stuff, I find it kind of tasteless, which is why I'm not naming it and giving them the attention that they want. I also can't imagine that anybody would put in the energy to Google, what channel marathon Titanic on Black Friday 2017?
You are now tuning into
What I learned from my future wife, who in the late 90s had a very different response to Titanic than I did, is she didn't get it. She was annoyed because all of her little classmates were like, oh my god, Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah, not gonna eat this meat. And she didn't get it at all. Like, she didn't figure out that she liked girls until her 20s. She just knew that she was into how pretty Kate Winslet was and frustrated with everybody else's fawning over Leo because she totally didn't get it. I and many of my friends had a dissimilar experience where I totally figured that I did have a crush on Leonardo DiCaprio and did have a crush on the character of Jack Dawson. But, oh, it is a shigaroo. You guys, it is a shigaroo. Tizzle. But it's not actually because I had a crush on Jack Dawson. Oh, you know what teacher had Cure the entire friggin' time? But it's because we wanted to grow up to be Jack Dawson. Like, he's so cool and he goes with the flow, but he's also a very sweet gentleman and a romantic. And he's so cool. He's so super cool. So, yeah. That is one dichotomy of girl gaze that exists. I think a more popular iteration of that, and I loathe to discuss this show because it is god-awful, is Shane from the L Word. But you either want it to be her or be with her. And some people mixed up the feelings, but I think as adults everybody knows which side they land on. It's a terrible show. For certain subgroups of human, it's pretty much required reading. You have to have watched it. But it's terrible. What did I get in the trigger boxes? I was just telling you guys about Titanic, and then something happened, and I should check my equipment, because it seems like poor little Puck is getting itself beat up. Also, we're gonna go with its pronouns for Puck. This robot here, and you know what, for the sake of our channel, this speaker here. I don't know my life. Oh, Punch has a fighting technique that strikes using a single quick thrusting flow with fist. I believe that the way that this works is the more that you use it, the better it gets. And yeah, I could handle some more strength on my robot. Oh, look at that professionalism. So we're gonna do that. And then... oof, this is frustrating. We're gonna press B, and we're gonna equip someone else. The stylus has a longsword. It's best not to equip Essers and mutants with that much because you want them to have room to learn new magic. So we're gonna hook up Stylus with the bronze armor. Oof. What? Oh, yes, okay, we're good. And then probably save the longsword for when he runs out of longsword. I mean, it makes sense. Like, maybe guns have irreplaceable bullets and your swords are badly made so they break. It's fine. It makes sense. There's a rhythm to it. There's a logic. I don't know how much editing is going to go into this, and I know that I did take some breaks for technical and momentary difficulties, but so far, I've been playing for like a half an hour. Or sorry, I've been playing for like 50 minutes, whereas for 1990, which by the way I'm really enjoying as shorthand, instead of saying Final Fantasy Legend 2 over and over, which makes me feel like a goober. Yeah, I played that for like maybe half an hour, maybe 40 minutes, but this is 50 minutes and we are not even through North Kiev, which is where we want to get. So I want to keep us balanced, like a yin and yang of Nintendo DS and Nintendo DMG. Hashtag no meat. I don't know, I want to put another word after that, like no meat none days, but that's not a day. You may see me ignoring my own best practice right now. And a spider run from me, so I guess I'm getting stronger. That said, we've been tearing up jaguars since day one, so I don't know why a spider, which has been historically super hard for us to fight, would run, and a jaguar would come straight for us. But here we are, the world is a mysterious place, and nature is full of patterns that, while totally logical and created by vast history, evolution, and simple natural progression... I don't know what I was trying to say, sorry. Despite the fact that nature is super smart, it can be confusing because we as human brains are not as smart as nature. We haven't figured it out with all of our time on Earth and all of our science, but we sure try. Oh, look at that, that's adorable! Robo punch, bronze shield, but I want to punch. I want to get the punch practicing. I think maybe normally the Derringer is best for Daddy Longlegs. But we're going to put our focus into making punch a stronger move by exercising Puck's skill. I wonder if that restarts when you do punch. There's so much that I don't know. Just popped open a cold one. I honestly understand nothing about that meme, but I've been drinking a lot of seltzer water and a lot of canned Arizona tea. And at least one of those things is often... Oh man, Puck got downed and Sensei is out of TP, this is rough. And Stylus is down. I'm getting my ass handed to me. Which I'm actually a little bit excited about. I'm excited about the challenge. Okay, so we're back with 1 HP. Let's use some abilities, shall we? Let's use Cure. Okay. Looks like we can't depend on how overpowered our teacher is anymore. It's time for us to grow on our own. But isn't that the point of having a teacher? The teacher can only take you so far, and then you need to use what you have learned. And that is the true job of the teacher. That was, I feel, maybe a lot of prepositions, like more prepositions than it was actual language. But again, here we are. Getting empty robot punches, but receiving empty rubber punches. Smashing at these guys. It might be wise for me to go back to relying on my gun, now that our teacher, Mr. S, does nothing. Oh, swapping between names. Something. His name was never actually Mr. S. But he also never actually had a name. So it's kind of this double canon and this double non-canon in its own way. Alright, we got too many. We're gonna get shooty. We're gonna shoot this Ashikaru. We're gonna longsword this goblin. This is all the goblin. Let's use cold wave. And yeah, I guess just hang out. Hang out, teacher. Watch us. Okay, well that was super useful. Tough is coming to embrace his own personal strengths, which is great. Alright. Yeah, we did a really great job. That convoluted speech about teachers and learning, I feel really vindicated about it. Oh, leave me alone. I just want to get out of this cave. Actually, yeah, there's only one of him, and he's not very strong. He's not worth a bullet. You're not worth one of my bullets. Gonna do a slash and smash. Oh, I didn't actually know it was gonna be in that order, but it was super good. Slash and smash. Slime it up. I still kind of can't imagine what the actual physical motion of the slime's dissolve, or the teacher's dissolve, is for that matter. But I'll think about it. I mean, maybe you just you suck the moisture out of them and take it for yourself. Hydration is terribly important. If you haven't had a glass of water in a while, now would be as good a time as any to pour yourself a refreshing glass. Oh, is there no more boss boy? Oh, again with that default masculine gendering, but also whatever. We've been in the North Cave for quite some time. All these dumb jaguars. I don't know, guys. I am comfortable with using guys as a plural default. I think that that's a common enough colloquialism. And I've actually heard that the reason it was declared sexist was kind of a false flag from the other side. Said something like, oh, feminists are ridiculous, they'll believe anything. They'll believe that saying you guys as a term is sexist. And then it turned out that they were right. Anyways, I'm cool with saying you guys. But I gotta stop doing the default key. Oh yeah, the point that I was gonna try to make to you guys is that after a certain point, I can't imagine I have anything that great to say, and I might just start playing you some hot jams. Get some fresh tracks playing, and you can just feel the vibe while we tear up these jaguars and spike wires. But I don't know, is that cheating? I try to consider myself a super moral person. It's not necessarily cheating, because 100% of us are here for entertainment. 100% of us are here to have a positive experience together where we are able to create the emotions and the culture that we want. So if I stopped doing anything and just started playing you cool music, it would be in keeping with that. And I'd probably caption the heck out of the cool music, and you'd be like, oh, this is cool music. Oh, did you see that? Robo's punch is up from 0 to 14. It's working. It's learning. And pretty much nothing can tear us up now. Let's try punching a Shigaroo. Let's try sorting skeletons. Let's try dissolving skeletons. Let's try battle hammering a Shigaroo. This could be bad. We're putting the 2 potentially weakest moves on 1 Ashigaru. But, I mean, also maybe it's almost knocked out from the previous cold wave. Oh, it's a tough thing. No wonder we've been getting so beat up. Cool. Now that I've... Oh, max HP increased. Really been advancing a lot in this cave. Now that we've all been knocked out a couple times, I'm gonna check in with teacher. Because we need care. We need tender, loving care. Stylus is all beat up, and all Stylus wanted to do was show us that he could be strong and cool and help us find our dad, because he doesn't know how else to impress us. The nature of his crush means that he thinks that we're way cooler than we are. And I mean, we're super cool, but you know how feelings work. Like, you meet a person and you get the sparkle vibe, and like in addition to everything they are, they're kind of this narrative of the idea of them that the 2 of you have constructed. Like, they've constructed it in how they present themselves, and you've constructed it in how you perceive them. And it's just this feedback loop of idealization, which is not like a wicked healthy thing to do, but I do think that it's a natural byproduct of a crush. It's just something to keep in check. But let's say the stylus is keeping it in check, like it's endearing. Stylus has always appreciated our recklessness as a form of bravery and devotion to our values and beliefs. Where those others who care about us might be like, hey, like, I appreciate that you are so dedicated to the things that you care about, but also please think things through because you're going to get hurt and maybe get your loved ones hurt. Stylus is like, yeah, I believe in you. Which, I mean, whether or not that's a good thing or a bad thing depends on the kind of decisions that Puck is making. Love is complicated, and people need different things. They need different things at different times, and they need different things from each other. And I guess I just don't have these 2 characters fleshed out enough in my mind yet to know whether or not I ship it. But, I mean, we can operate under the assumption that Tough is very respectful, and that Tough tries to be good. It's not like a dangerous crush. I've been talking about Stylus and saying it with Tough's name. I'm super rude. And also swapping out this battle hammer for a oh, strength is higher than agility? Oh no, man, I don't know. What about Stylus? Stylus has agility 5. I mean, it grows where you water it, so I might as well add some new skills. Yeah, he's gonna carry the potions around. We always have our human male healers. It's cute. Cute human male healer. Optimistically, I believe that we are almost out of this godforsaken cave. 3D motion on mobile devices is awkward. Okay, I am totally into this dragon becoming a pterodactyl. And that a pterodactyl wants to become a god. We probably come up with some phrasing of that that's even better than Jaguar from Behind. Not yet. Not yet. Oh, you know what?
Ramphorhynchus.
If it's so strong, what is its name? Let's use teacher's last dissolve. Ramphorhynchus. Ramphorhynch. I can't even start with that one. I think I'll put it into a text-to-speech robot and see what we get. But in the meantime, let's mess this thing up. We got the doll, we got guns, and we did it. I'm super proud of us. It was terrible. Oh, finally, the light. The light of the Great Plains. Are they plains? They look like grassy plains. I always imagined them as kind of dirt plains. Oh, but now it's time for our future to leave us. This is as far as I go. As our town's guardian, I must not travel any further away. He is super strong. He guarded us super well. Look for my student in town if you need guidance. He has... He has protégés. Finally, examine at the exclamation point on your way to Outset Town, and I'm sure something good will happen. There is a long road ahead of you, Puck, so good luck. Yes, thank you for everything. I will return with Father. Goodbye, teacher. That was emotional. So I think this is about where we're going to stop for the day so that we keep our yin and yang balance. Between 20 years, 19 years. Alright, so even though the cave was brutal, I had a great time, and thank you so much for bearing with me.
Oh my goodness, I didn't see you guys earlier. I'm so sorry. Well, I hope you had a good time. Finally made it out of North Cave. After all of that traveling, I think we've really learned a lot about each other. But we could always get closer. Thankfully, on Wednesday we can finally get back to progressing back. Feel free to drop a comment with your favorite ships so far. We're making parallel motions through time, and this is important, or we're going to create a paradox. I don't want to find out what happens if we make a paradox. Well, have a great night, if it's nighttime where you are, and feel free to click subscribe if you want to join our party. Thank you guys so much.
Gram for Wrenches.